Hey, what's up, y'all? I am Shophiejo. Welcome back to another episode of the Shophiejo Show. We have a pretty good show for you today, boo. We're talking about, of course, pop culture, urban culture, black culture, whatever you want to call it. Okay, what's going on in entertainment. And then we're going to get into my basically topic of discussion for today, which I'm really excited about. And then we're going to end the show with Sophie Said It First, which is the quote. Okay, so let's get right into the show. Okay, are we not all in agreement that Kmichelle, this should be her first and last season on Housewives of Atlanta? I am so sorry. And you know what? I'm a Kmichelle music fan. We haven't seen her on reality TV in a little minute. I think the last show she did was the Marriage Boot Camp. I did watch that. Pretty good, whatever. No, the last show she did was Queen's Court when they were looking for love. So she's pretty cool on there. But Kmichelle is not a good fit for RHOA. It seems like she might be a little bit too sensitive. And also, like, I don't know how to say it, but for some reason, her being on the show, it's making me, and I think a lot of viewers, look at her like she might have a few loose marbles. But now that I say that out loud, she did say on Love and Hip Hop years ago that her head has started spinning. So, maybe there's some truth to that. But we all saw the most recent episode when she was saying that somebody is plotting and scheming against her. I'm not saying that that's not true because, when she did give us the story and the context behind the whole oyster and smelling thing, it did make sense. But I don't know, her sitting at that table busting out in tears crying, it was just like, I don't know, Kmichelle, I don't know if this is a good fit for you. And now she's like on a press tour, kind of. She's been on Club Shay Shay and been on, I think, Angela Yee and a couple other podcasts and shows and things like that. And of course, they're going to ask her about RHOA and Portia. Apparently her and Portia are at odds, and Kmichelle is, alleging that Portia slept with her ex or something crazy like that. And I'm not saying this to take up for Portia, but I do stand for Portia. I think anything that the first thing people are going to say about Portia is that she's a hoe or she sleep with people, men. That might be true. I'm not in between the ladies' legs. Okay. And it's not just me. If you look at the comments on social media, a lot of people are kind of like, Kmichelle, I know this is reality TV and we want it to be real, but it's also like, it's almost as if she's reading too much into it. Like, girl, this is still a show at the end of the day. Like, you have to be able to take the shade, do a little bit of shade yourself. You can read the girls down, give the looks, have some humor. She's very serious and very like, I'm not used to this. This is a new environment. I'm still adjusting. It's like, I don't know, Kmichelle. I just don't know, because Kmichelle is saying how she keeps repeating over and over on RHOA that she's adjusting. This is all brand new to her. These girls are crazy. She's not used to being around women in a group or something like that. But one, you was on Love and Hip Hop with the cast of women and men. Two, you was in a sorority in college, I believe. So what do you mean you're not used to being around women? I don't understand that part. But I think Kmichelle has just had a lot of bad interactions with some women, and that has kind of traumatized her. So I think that's why she's not gelling well with these ladies. And she doesn't have to get along with everyone, because she does get along with Shamia and Kelly. But I don't know. Something's just not right. And I wouldn't be upset if this is her first and last season. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I want pure, good TV. Kmichelle, she's just too sensitive. Like, take a joke, take a chill pill. Let it roll off your shoulders. Somebody read you down, you read them back and move on. So that's my 2 cents on Kmichelle and RHOA. Okay. Are y'all enjoying this season? Because, we've been getting a lot of mixed opinions, and we all desperately, we long for that nostalgic RHOA of, the Nenes, the Kim Zolciaks, the Kenyas, the Sheree, the old Phaedra. But I don't know if we'll ever get it back. I'm hopeful, but I ain't hopeful. So I think we just have to accept what we have now. Moving on. Okay, enough of Kmichelle. So there has been a lot of topic of conversation going around on the tube and social media, all that good stuff, of Heather Sanders and her longtime boyfriend slash fiance Terrell. They have been quite the conversation lately. They have a podcast together. I believe it's called Not Married. And then Terrell has a podcast show with his friend called Back on Fig. So I'm a supporter of Heather Sanders. Now, I didn't know Heather back in the blue or turquoise hair in the Kylie era. I didn't know her then. But I became acclimated with her when her and her family started a YouTube family show. That was like a few years ago. That's when I got to know her. And then I found out she's an Aquarius, like your girl. All right, girl. And I do see a lot of, I'm not even into all the stars, moons, and astrology, but I do see similarities between me and her. But anyways, a clip has been going viral of, I think Young Miami was on their show Back on Fig, or somebody asked them if y'all broke up, Heather and Terrell. Mind you, boyfriend slash fiance of 15, I think, plus years. They're not married, okay? I'm saying that to give context. Anyway, somebody asked him, if y'all broke up, would you ever spin the block? Heather said, yes, I would spin the block. Terrell was like, no. And he was like, hard no. He would not spin the block on his longtime girlfriend slash mother of his children, baby mama, whatever you want to call it. And that just blew up. People were like, girl, the man has shown and told you several times that he does not want you. People are digging so much into their relationship like they know them. Terrell does not want you, and y'all ain't married, because if he really loves you, y'all would be married by now and not just boyfriend and girlfriend or fiance, whatever, for 15 plus years. Here's my piece on it. I think people should do what works for them in their relationships. The problem is when people start to ingest what all the millions and thousands and hundreds of opinions of other people and try to interpret that into their relationship. I think you have to do what works for you. Apparently, there's some type of love and commitment and loyalty between them because they've been together 15 plus years. If it wasn't working, I think people forget we all have free will. It's nothing for you to walk away from something that is not serving you or that's not of service to you anymore. Heather has her own money, her own motion, her own resources, her own connections. She definitely could walk away easily. And so does Terrell. So I don't think they're being forced to be together. The internet is just so upset that these people and also other couples are doing a non-traditional role when it comes to a relationship. But I feel like you might have them who are not married. They've been together 15 plus years. They have children together. They might be, I don't know them personally, but they might be doing okay. And you might have another couple over here. They've been married 5, 20, 30 years and they're miserable. So I just think people should do what they want to do with their lives. Do what works for you. Like, okay, they're not doing they're not taking the archaic way of a relationship, but I feel like it's working for them. They have businesses together. I mean, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but like I said, I feel like if they didn't want each other, they could easily depart and separate. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, I'm saying this, but Heather Sanders is an Aquarius, and so am I. So is Young Miami, actually. So is Oprah. Anyways, and Terrell, from the clips and videos I've seen of him from their family channel and also their own podcast, he is very funny. And Heather being an Aquarius, I know how, we love funny. We love to laugh, giggle. And for an Aquarius, it's like you want a relationship with someone, but it's not always what's the word? It's not always extremely romantic. It's like y'all are truly friends, but y'all also have that other side, the romantic side to it too. And I see that with their relationship. So I can see how they've been together for so long. And Heather may not want to get married, or even if she does, they might already be married and we don't know. My thing is, people inserting their opinion and saying that man don't want you. If he didn't want her, he would be gone. It ain't nothing for a nigga to leave. Let's not forget, it's super easy. Pick them keys up and go. So he must like something and she must like something as well. I just wanted to share my piece on their relationship. Jeez, stay out these folks' relationships. Now I see why a lot of celebrities nowadays, they are, when it comes to their romantic relationships, we are seeing very little. People aren't really blasting their romantic relationships how they used to do, because as soon as you put it out there for the world to give their opinion and their thoughts, something goes left. Okay, everybody has something to say, and I don't need y'all wishing all that ill will on me and my relationship. Speaking of relationships, there is a video that's gone viral. I'm gonna put it on the screen. There's a mom, okay? The mom looks like she probably 40 plus, whatever. She has a teenage son. She records herself putting water in the pot. Apparently her son has a girl. These are teenagers. They look like they're probably like 15, 16. They're teenagers and they are in a bed together, sleep. We all can use our brains and, assume that they were doing the do. Or maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, the mom goes in there because she's hot. She is pissed. She goes in there, splashes water on them. Get the F up. Calling her, cussing out her son. Then the son's girlfriend, mind you, the girl says no word. She just gets up, puts on her clothes and leaves. Mind you, when she gets up from under the cover, the girl ain't got no pants on. So that really sends the mom over the edge. You ain't got no pants on. The son's pants are kind of like hanging off. So we're assuming that they was, having sex. These are teenagers. The mom is extremely mad. She starts calling the girl teenagers are children, not adults. Okay. She starts calling the girl the B word constantly to her face, saying, she gonna make me, or you finna make me flash, which I'm assuming is like, I'm finna hit you, I'm finna beat you up. Mind you, 40-year-old woman beating up a 15-year-old over her son, and the girl probably doing the do, or just the girl being over there inappropriately anyways. Now, I'm gonna say this. I do not like when kids, children, young teenagers, like, grow up too fast or try to, like, partake in adult activity too early. I just don't like that. But I mean, teenagers, that's kind of when everything starts. Like, people be sneaking, smoking drugs, sneaking, drinking alcohol, sneaking, having sex. You're not supposed to be doing none of those things. But also teenagers, that's kind of when all the curiosity starts to come in. So it's like, you mad at them, but it's also like, that's almost a natural thing to want to explore and do other things that your friends are doing. It's called peer pressure. But are you raising your child right to where they can avoid that peer pressure? Whole nother topic. Anywho, so yes, it was wrong for the kids to be sneaking in the mom's house doing adult activities, but for the mom to be calling the teenage girl, not her child, but the girlfriend, the B word, I'm about to flash on you, ho, get out of my house, all that, told her get the F out. It's the middle of the night. The girl is a teenager about to walk down the street in the middle of the night. The son, he's super embarrassed, you can just tell, but there's nothing he can do. Like, he's in his mom's house. I'm just trying to figure out, why didn't the mom have all this smoke for the son? She had a little bit of smoke for him, like, disrespectful. And then she was like, this how you do me, bro? First off, I hate when parents call their kids bro, because you already like, whatever. I don't have no kids, so I can't really give my opinion. But she's saying, this how you do me? You would think that the son was her boyfriend or her man. And I don't want to get into this topic today. And I don't even know if that lady is a single mom, but I'm assuming she was a single mom. A lot of times when women are raising their sons alone, they almost convert the son into like the man of the house and almost like her man. It's a very strange dynamic to me sometimes. Dressing little boys up as like in the chains and the like Nike jump, like the like men attire, like let the kids be a kid. And it's kind of like double-edged sword to say that, because let the kids be a kid, but the kid in here doing adult activity. So I understand the being mad. If I had a son and I came in and he's a teenager, like 15, and I catch him and his girlfriend in my house half dressed, and I'm assuming y'all having sex, I'm gonna be extremely mad and upset, disappointed and everything. But I'm not gonna call nobody no B words. I'm not going to act like I'm about to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? Especially it's a kid. What I think should have happened, the lady should have had more smoke for her son, and also she should have called the girl's parents and said, hey, your child is over here. We need to have a conversation and come pick your child up. I'm not going to put her out in the middle of the night on the street. And this is immature. What's it called? A kid. That was a crazy video. Speaking of crazy videos, y'all, I don't know what's going on in the water. I do know what's going on, actually. That's y'all know what I'm talking about. Being black in America, of course. Guys, 2 videos that are just extremely crazy to me. One, there's a video or a picture, some child care center here in the States. The white child care worker hung up a black baby doll, basically like, you know, hanging it from a noose. And someone took a picture or a video of it, and it's been going around crazy. What is up with these people? First off, you're that stupid that you think you're not going to get caught doing the crazy racist things that you're doing, but I'm glad y'all getting caught. Secondly, once again, we are always on y'all's minds, always on your brains when we ain't ever thinking about you. The only reason I'm talking about it, and the only reason that us black people talk about these crazy things is because y'all are doing it to us. Y'all, we are always on y'all brain, always on your mind. How can y'all try, because it's not working, belittle us, make us feel less than, make us feel unwanted? Okay? Crazy. That lady needs to be fired and kicked out the state, whatever state she's in. Another video. This one actually broke my heart. I kind of teared up watching the video. I'm not going to show the video, but I'll just explain it a little bit. So, this lady has a son, and I think he's like in elementary school or middle school. I think elementary school. And the little boy is autistic. He's nonverbal. So the mom just had a feeling that something was going on. And so, she hid a camera in the son's dreads, his locks, went to school. And what the camera recorded was absolutely crazy, absolutely ridiculous, and absolutely heartbreaking. The white, crazy looking teacher was caught screaming at the boy, calling the boy the N-word. I don't know if he hit him, but just like screaming at him, disrespecting him, calling him names, embarrassing him, belittling him. This is a child who is nonverbal, and the heartbreak and the frustration and the anger that was in the mom's voice when she was trying to get her opinion out or her thoughts out. It was just so sad and heartbreaking. Could you imagine being a child, being a parent of a child who is being abused and bullied by someone who is supposed to guide you, help shape you into an adult, Ooh. And then I'm like, was it other adults in the classroom? They allowed this to go on as well? There needs to be a mandated law in every state, every city, every county, cameras in the classrooms. Because what y'all need to be private about? Y'all supposed to be coming here to learn and teach. Excuse me? Why? What needs to be the privacy? We need cameras in all the classrooms and the hallways. Not only for your child's protection, for the teacher's protection, for the parents' protection. Why don't we have cameras? And please don't tell me it's too expensive, because this country seems to find a way to invent something new, AI driven, electronically driven, every 5 business days, which costs us thousands, millions of dollars, but we can't afford to put high-tech cameras in each classroom in the United States. We have a problem, Sally. We have a problem. Priorities are all the way messed up in this country because it's all about money and protecting a certain class of people. Okay, guys, let's move into our topic of discussion. I want to shed a little bit of my thoughts and opinions about the desire, the urge of wanting to live a full life. When I say a full life, I mean when I imagine myself and imagine how I want my life to be, it's so full and blissful. I can't even explain it. When I say a full life, and everybody has their own definition, I don't want to be someone who has spent their entire life in the same city that they grew up in, the same town that they grew up in. I want to be someone well-traveled. I've, traveled around. And I got that saying or that quote from Shira7 on TikTok, sprinkle, sprinkle. She was saying, get the maximum out of life. I would hate, and I also heard this from Doechii, the rapper. I would hate to die and not did nothing that I wanted to do or accomplish anything that I wanted to do. And I think sometimes it's easier said than done, especially, and I hate to bring money into everything because I actually hate how important money is. It seems like you can't do nothing with it. Can't do anything without it, I mean. But I think for a lot of people, it's easier said than done. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to go here, but it's hard when you don't come from or have a lot of money. I'll just be honest. And there are several people in the world, and I hope to be one of those people who are able to attain a decent amount of money so that you can provide for yourself and also people around you and people who, who love you and care for you. So I want to live a full life. And once again, it's not all about money, but I want to explore the world. I want to explore life. I want to have different experiences. I want to meet different people, have different relationships, because we only got one life. Once it's gone, once it's gone, we don't know what's going on the other side. We don't know for sure, right? So I want to bask in the moment, in the presence while I am here and alive. And I have made a vow to myself, I'm going to say like 2 years ago, that I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to better myself and betting on myself, because I've also realized ain't nobody going to help you. There are some people who can help, but when it comes to things you want to do, ultimately it's up to you. Like Oprah said, if you are waiting on even just one piece of someone to come and help you, to come save you, you are wasting time, because time is a ticking. Okay, baby, ticking away. And we don't know how long we have here. And like I said, I just want to get the maximum out of life, and I want to live a full life. Oh, I have this place to go. I have that person to meet with. I have this place to view, this thing to smell, this thing to taste, this thing to touch. Okay. I don't want to just be, and nothing is wrong with people who are, safe and comfortable and content with being in the same place for years and years. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Okay. Cause we all have different desires out of life. I'm saying for me, there's so much more that I want to do. And, my mom, even my dad will tell me, Sophie, stop being in a rush. What's meant for you will happen. And that is true, but I still have to put the work in, because as people would say, prayer without work is dead. You can pray all day, but you have to put something behind it so that the man above see that you're serious. That's my piece. I don't even know if that went how I wanted it to go, but I can't think of what else I was going to say. So, hey, let's get into the quote. Sophie said it first. Not really. It's from my quote book. And look what I just flipped to. Did we already do this one? I can't remember. This is from, an unknown author, but it was published in 2003. And it says right here, what a coinky dink. We were just talking about this. What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? I love that, because guess what? We all know that fear is the biggest distraction out there. We all know that fear is something that will get on you in your spirit and stop you from attempting to do anything that you want to do, anything that you even thought about. Fear of failing, or sometimes fear of succeeding, because you failed so many times, you don't even know what succeeding looks like. And that scares you. And I think subconsciously, that's what I go through on a lot of times when I'm trying to, even with my podcast, when I'm trying my talk show, when I'm trying to be consistent and really like put an effort into my dreams and goals, I think sometimes subconsciously it's a fear of success, because like I said, I know what failure feels like, I know what it tastes like, I know what it looks like, but I'm so that means I'm familiar with it, I'm comfortable with it. But what does success look like? Is it overwhelming? Is it too exciting? Is it almost unbelievable because I can't believe that it's happening? So the fear is something that I try to get out of my brain cells, and just try to move a little bit with faith the size of a mustard seed. So that's something that I try to practice every day. And I'm working on it because I'm still a human being. Okay. I ain't got it all figured out. I just got here. That's the quote, guys. And I hope that if you stay to the end of the video, put in the comments below, put a lemon, the emoji, a lemon emoji if you stayed all the way to the end. This is another great episode with your girl, Shophiejo. This is the Shophiejo, the Shophiejo Show. I hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. Make sure you follow me on all socials at the Shophiejo and subscribe below, because I ain't got no more. And I'm going to see you at the door. Yeah. I was so afraid, but your eyes, they said, come to me. So can this be right? Oh, and should